Good morning. So we've just finished our early morning session, 6:15, 6:30 even, from home and in person, so you can choose what suits you. And now we are off to drop the babies off at nursery for our 9:30 session in the sunshine outside, actually, which will be lovely. Anyway, I want to talk about two quick ways to help with snacking. This came up yesterday in a conversation, and essentially we were going into all this in-depth stuff. Morning, Amber. All this in-depth stuff, and I'm guilty of it too, as someone who's studied nutrition at master's level, post-grad. I love to share knowledge, and I know it sounds like really geeky, if you like, and I sometimes feel like I have to go into more detail just to prove that I know what I'm talking about. But actually, sometimes it's the most simple things that need to be applied. And we start getting into this chat about protein, carbs. This is a chat I had yesterday, and I like to share things that I actually do rather than, just theory. So we're starting to chat about things, protein, carbs, fats, meal planning, stuff like that. And we're getting into it. And then I'm like, but realistically, this stuff's great, but are you actually going to do any of this? Because I don't want this to be an inconvenience to you. And they were like, once I get into it, it'll be all right. And I was thinking, but actually, once you get into it, when will that be? What could you do? I'm more interested in what you can do right now. So when then you ask the question of, okay, what do you need help with most right now? What can we add in right now? Okay, probably portion size at a meal, like how much I eat, going up for seconds, and the snacking in the evening. Okay, perfect. Let's go with then two things. So snacking, so with the meal, the portion size, the food is in the middle on the table. Okay, so in their situation, the food's in the middle in the table, so just kind of help yourself. And I get that. When I can see it, if there's some left, I'll eat it. And if you've seen the interview of Hazel I did yesterday, she did Slimming Well before, and if I was told that there was free foods and you could eat anything you want, I would finish the potatoes, because why would you leave them if they're free? I know it sounds weird, but now you can look at them and go, actually I'll save them for tomorrow. Anyway, my point is that if there's food in the table, whether it's my Italian background or what, I'd love to finish what I'm given. In fact, kind of in line with the research with that, in that you tend to eat about 92% of what you're served. You tend to eat about 92% of what you're served. So if you want to eat less, serve less is the easiest way. Now, something that I do at home is the food in the table is generally the help yourself stuff. We try and put more protein and veg-based stuff on there. So you might want a good rule of thumb could be is that you serve your protein and veggies on your plate, then put your carbs on, and then leave in the middle of the table your protein and veggies. So if you want more, you're eating more protein and veggies. That's option one. Option two, really simple thing to do, is just to have a rule in your head that if you want seconds, you wait 20 minutes. And this sounds so simple. So if you want seconds, you wait 20 minutes. And this sounds so simple, and it is probably so simple that most people won't try it. But I know it's true because it happens to me too. And you think that 20 minutes won't do anything. Like yesterday, okay, we're having meatballs and courgette and spiralised carrot. So we're having that, and it's one of actually my favourite meals, meatballs. Anyway, and I'm there and I'm like, oh yeah, I could easily have some more. Then I start to smell something. You probably guess what it is. Sitting at a table with a 1-year-old. So I go and change her nappy and come back to the table. Hang on, I'm back now. I'm not the type of person who that would be enough to put me off my food. However, I come back after about, because the other one gets up, they're running around, I'm making sure their hands are clean as they've just been eating spaghetti bolognese, now they're running around going, hey. So I'm like, put your hands on the wall. And then if you say don't put your hands on the wall, they go and put their hands on the wall. So then I'm doing that, and then by the time they've done that, I'm like, I don't want any more. So, rule number one, wait 20 minutes before going for seconds. Give yourself permission to go for seconds. Don't say, I can't have seconds, otherwise you'll want it more. But just wait 20 minutes, then decide. Number two was around the snacks. Okay, so evening snacks. At the moment, it was in the evening, the biscuits would come out and they would be able to see them. Okay, so option one with this is to make sure they're 6 feet away. So, if you're having a cup of tea and you're dunking biscuits in, you have to get up every time that you have the biscuit. And that sounds really small, but that's just one little obstacle for you to go, I can actually be bothered to get up. Rather than watching TV mindlessly eating and just picking. Before you know it, 6 have gone, 7. You wouldn't be able to tell me how many you've eaten, let's face it. So, the thing to do with that is to portion them out in a bowl before you have them. So just say, right, I'm having 4 biscuits, then I'm done. Whatever, put them in a bowl. You know how many you're having. You'll probably enjoy them more. You'll know how many you need, rather than just eating them based on how you feel, the conversation you're having, the program you're watching. Don't watch a horror movie with a pack of biscuits. You'll eat more. So, I hope that helps. Give them a try. So simple that you can't not do them today. You don't even need to plan. You just need literally a bowl. And you can apply that to like offices as well. You know, if you're going into the office and the environment's changed a bit, there's cakes back in, biscuits back in, etc. You've got long meetings, it's hard to stop for work. In fact, watch the interview I did with Hazel yesterday on this Facebook page, because she talked about that exact thing. How she started eating sandwiches again, because if she eats a sandwich, she can eat it while she's doing stuff and she's good to go. Whereas if she eats a salad, this is for her as well, it might not work for you, but just a point that I'm kind of sharing for her. If she eats a salad, she sometimes doesn't get around to eating it because she needs to kind of sit down and eat it, right? So she needs to sit down and eat it, and so she'll end up just grabbing a biscuit or a flapjack that's on the side because she's starving and she hasn't been able to have time to eat her lunch. And you could say, put time in to have your lunch, that's an option. But for her right now, it's working for her. She has a sandwich and she can just work straight through, finish, done. Anyway, hope that helps. Let me know what you got from that and what you're actually going to apply from it. Comment below with what you're going to do from it, because ultimately none of this stuff works unless you actually do it. And that's why I want to try and make it as practical as possible for what you can do right now, rather than when you get used to it. So, hope that helps. Have a great day. Speak soon.